allowed to procreate. Getting expelled. And murder.
Everything, which only deepened the distance between her and others. That day she found her younger brother, Pugsley, trapped inside a locker, gagged with an apple. Quickly, she freed him and asked who had bullied him, but Pugsley refused to say, fearing trouble at school. Suddenly, Wednesday experienced a vision of the event that led to Pugsley's capture. She realized this was a psychic power she possessed, though it struck without warning and beyond her control. Using this vision, Wednesday discovered that members of the water polo team had bullied Pugsley. Believing she was the only one allowed to bully him, she made her way to the school pool where the team practiced. In revenge, she dropped 2 bags of piranhas into the water. The terrified players scrambled to safety, but one was bitten badly. Because of the incident, Wednesday was expelled, and her parents enrolled her at Nevermore Academy, a school for outcasts in a remote town called Jericho. That act of vengeance would change the course of her life forever. This is Wednesday Season 1. A few days later, Wednesday arrived at Nevermore Academy with her parents, Morticia and Gomez Adams. The school, where her parents once studied, was designed for freaks like Wednesday and was surrounded by forest, making escape impossible. They were greeted by Principal Larissa Weems, Morticia's former roommate. Miss Weems took Wednesday to Ophelia Hall, where she would share a room with Enid Sinclair. Enid's cheerful and colorful personality stood in sharp contrast to Wednesday's dark and gloomy nature. Despite Wednesday's coldness, Enid tried to befriend her. Knowing Wednesday's love for black, Miss Weems had prepared a special black uniform for her. Enid then showed Wednesday around, explaining the school's 4 main cliques: the Fangs, Furs, Stoners, and Scales. These groups represented vampires, werewolves, sirens, and others. Enid revealed she belonged to the Furs because she was a werewolf. She also told Wednesday about Bianca Barkley, a siren and leader of the Scales, who came from a noble family. Bianca's ex-boyfriend, Xavier Thorpe, was known as the school's greatest artist. As they discussed social media, Ajax Petropoulos approached Enid and warned her about Wednesday, labeling her a psychopath and killer. Ajax did not realize Wednesday was nearby to hear this. When Enid introduced Ajax to Wednesday, he became embarrassed. Wednesday ignored the insult and instead shared even scarier truths to unsettle him. After the tour, Wednesday met her parents to say goodbye. Morticia gave her a necklace and a crystal ball to stay in touch since Wednesday avoided phones. As the family left, Gomez sent Thing to secretly watch Wednesday and report back. Meanwhile, a man hunting near Nevermore was attacked and killed by a monstrous creature. This was the 4th brutal murder in the area, with victims dismembered as if attacked by a beast. Sheriff Donovan Galpin suspected the murders were connected to Nevermore Academy. The next day, Wednesday attended a fencing class where she met Rowan Laszlo, who had recently been defeated by Bianca. When Bianca complained about lacking worthy opponents, Wednesday challenged her to a match without protective helmets. Their coach, Vlad, objected but agreed after Bianca insisted. The match was fierce, with Wednesday holding her own. Bianca refused to lose and finally won by injuring Wednesday's forehead. As Wednesday left, a stone statue fell toward her, but Xavier saved her just in time. Xavier took Wednesday to the infirmary and revealed they had met before at his godmother's funeral, where Wednesday saved him from being trapped in a coffin. Wednesday enjoyed writing mystery novels in her spare time. One night, she heard noises and discovered Thing hiding under her bed covers. She realized her parents had sent Thing to spy on her. Faced with 2 choices, Thing chose to become her ally and help her escape Nevermore rather than be locked away for a semester. The next day, Miss Weems took Wednesday to Jericho to meet psychiatrist Valerie Kinbot for court-ordered rehab after Wednesday had tried to harm her former classmates. During the session, Wednesday pretended to use the restroom and attempted to escape through a window. On her way out, she bumped into a man and suddenly had a vision of his death in a traffic accident. Later, she entered a coffee shop and met Tyler, the sheriff's son, who was struggling with a broken coffee machine. Wednesday fixed it, and Tyler offered to take her to the train station after his shift, which she agreed to wait for. While waiting, Lucas Walker, the mayor's son, showed up with friends. They insulted Wednesday as an outcast from Nevermore Academy. She fired back and quickly defeated them in a fight. Sheriff Galpin arrived, surprised by her skills. Miss Weems soon found Wednesday, who had escaped from Kinbot's office. When Miss Weems called Wednesday by her last name, Galpin recognized the Adams family connection. He warned Wednesday that her father, Gomez Adams, was a murderer and that he would watch her closely. On their way back to Nevermore, Wednesday and Miss Weems passed a crashed truck near the forest. Miss Weems hoped no one had died, but Wednesday said the driver was dead with a broken neck. When Miss Weems questioned how Wednesday knew this, she remained silent, remembering her earlier vision. That evening, Wednesday played her cello on the roof to relieve stress. At the same time, Rowan entered a secret room, used telekinesis to grab a book, and tore out a page with a sketch of a girl with 2 braids. Wednesday sent Thing to visit Tyler at his home. Tyler was initially frightened and tried to kick Thing out, but soon realized it was Wednesday's messenger. She gave Tyler her number and asked him to call her. Later, Tyler video called Wednesday using Enid's laptop. Wednesday told him about the upcoming Harvest Festival and asked for help escaping, promising a reward. Tyler agreed, grateful that Wednesday had fixed his coffee machine. At the Harvest Festival, Wednesday met Tyler, who showed her police documents clearing Gomez Adams of murder. Still, Sheriff Galpin believed Gomez was guilty and vowed to find evidence. As Wednesday and Tyler prepared to leave, Lucas and his friends confronted them, seeking revenge. To avoid a scene, Wednesday and Tyler slipped into the crowd. Wednesday accidentally bumped into Rowan and had a vision of his death. She canceled her escape plan and followed Rowan into the forest. She warned him about the vision, but Rowan attacked her with telekinesis, saying he had to kill her to protect Nevermore. He admitted dropping the stone statue trying to kill Wednesday, the braid girl foretold in a secret book. His clairvoyant mother had sent him to stop her if she appeared. Suddenly, a monster attacked Rowan, tearing him apart brutally. The creature ignored Wednesday and left after killing Rowan. Wednesday reported the attack to Sheriff Galpin, who sent officers to search. After 24 hours with no trace of the monster or Rowan's body, Galpin believed Wednesday had made it up. She insisted someone was covering up the murder to hide the monster's existence. During their argument, Rowan appeared alive, contradicting Wednesday's story. Galpin closed the case. However, Wednesday suspected this Rowan wasn't real. She vowed to investigate the truth. Later, she asked Miss Weems for permission to talk to Rowan. Miss Weems refused, revealing Rowan had been expelled and was leaving by train that afternoon without explaining why. Wednesday began digging for information about Rowan through her schoolmates. First, she met Bianca, who had been unconscious during the recent incident. Bianca told Wednesday she had rushed to report it to Miss Weems, who then brought Wednesday back to Nevermore. Next, Wednesday spoke with Xavier, Rowan's roommate. Xavier described Rowan as a kind young man but said he had been acting erratically lately. He also asked about Wednesday's relationship with Tyler, noticing their closeness. Wednesday bluntly said Tyler was just doing her a favor by driving her out of town. Xavier warned her to avoid Tyler and the local boys, who often insult Nevermore students. His jealousy was clear as he seemed protective of Wednesday. Wednesday sent Thing to follow Rowan to the train station. Thing lost track when Rowan entered the restroom and transformed into a middle-aged man. Unaware of the change, Thing waited but Rowan never emerged. The man then left the station and suddenly became Miss Weems, revealing that she was a shapeshifter. Meanwhile, Wednesday searched the crime scene and ran into Tyler, who was following his father, Sheriff Galpin, as he investigated a recent murder. Tyler asked about Rowan's disappearance and believed Wednesday after they found Rowan's glasses nearby. Later, Wednesday sneaked into Rowan and Xavier's room searching for the secret book Rowan had taken but found nothing. She hid as Xavier and Bianca entered, arguing about their breakup and Bianca's hope to reconcile. The next day, Wednesday and Enid joined the Edgar Allan Poe Cup, a rowing race against Bianca's and Xavier's teams. The race required teams to row to Raven Island, retrieve a flag from Crackstone's crypt, and return without sinking or being sunk. Bianca's team cheated again, assigning a mermaid named Kent to sabotage the others by pushing their boats off course. Wednesday trapped Kent with a net hidden under her boat. On the island, she touched the crypt and had a vision of a young girl who said she was the key. Wednesday had no time to ask more and hurried back. As Kent tried to interfere again, Thing plunged into the water to stop her. In the end, Wednesday's team defeated Bianca's, winning the cup and bragging rights. That night, Wednesday found a secret library beneath the Edgar Allan Poe statue using a clue from the torn page of the book Rowan had given her. Inside, she found the book she sought but was ambushed from behind. She faced the Nightshade, an elite group of privileged students including Bianca, Xavier, Ajax, Kent, and others. Bianca wanted to punish Wednesday for entering without permission, while Xavier suggested recruiting her because of her parents' past membership. Wednesday refused and left. Piecing together images from the book, Wednesday uncovered information about Joseph Crackstone, Jericho's founder. The next day, during Outreach Day, nevermore students volunteered around town. Wednesday spotted Lucas and his friends bullying Eugene Ottinger, a fellow student who reminded her of Pugsley. She saved Eugene and showed him around the Pilgrim World, a popular tourist site. Intent on learning more about Crackstone, Wednesday asked Eugene to watch for trouble as she entered a restricted area. Inside, she found a painting of Crackstone's witch trials and saw the girl from her vision. Searching for the book the girl held, Wednesday realized it was a replica. She then asked Tyler about the old meeting house depicted in the painting. Tyler explained it was now a ruin deep in the forest, often frequented by vagrants and addicts. He warned Wednesday to be cautious if she went. Ignoring the warning, Wednesday rushed to the ruins. She touched the walls seeking visions and soon saw a past event. The girl was Goody Adams, her ancestor, who, along with her family and other accused villagers, had been imprisoned by Crackstone and his followers, who planned to burn them alive. Goody escaped and warned Wednesday that Crackstone would stop at nothing to destroy outcasts like her and her friends at Nevermore. Wednesday was about to leave when the homicidal monster suddenly appeared. She chased after it but soon lost track. Then she noticed the monster's footprints had abruptly changed into human footprints, proving the creature was actually a human. At that moment, Xavier appeared behind her, explaining that he had come because he was worried about her. He mentioned he had texted Rowan to go snowboarding like last year, but Rowan had replied that he couldn't come even though they had never snowboarded before. Later, during the unveiling of the Crackstone statue, Wednesday set it on fire to avenge the crimes Crackstone had committed against her ancestors. That night, a beggar fiddling with a discarded camera was attacked and killed by the monster. Sheriff Galpin arrived at the scene, found the camera, and discovered photos the beggar had taken of the monster during the attack. This evidence made Galpin begin to believe Wednesday's claims about the creature. Meanwhile, Enid waited anxiously near Nevermore's gates for Ajax, who never showed. Ajax accidentally saw his reflection in a bathroom mirror and turned to stone. As a Gorgon, his venomous snake hair petrifies anyone who looks at it, even himself. At the same time, Wednesday sneaked out and visited the morgue to examine the beggar's body. With Thing's help, she found that each victim was missing a limb, suggesting the monster was a serial killer collecting trophies. The next day, Wednesday noticed Xavier acting strangely and saw scratch marks on his neck. Xavier claimed they were from a fencing accident. Suspicious, Wednesday followed him to his painting studio near the forest. After he left, she sneaked inside and found many paintings of the homicidal monster that matched its true form. Convinced Xavier was the monster, she took a sketch to Sheriff Galpin and asked him to investigate Xavier's alibi and search his studio. Galpin refused, saying they lacked evidence. Determined, Wednesday continued her search for proof. With Eugene's help, she discovered a suspected monster lair, a cave filled with animal bones, a hand-binding chain, and a broken fong she planned to DNA test against Xavier's blood from the studio. However, Xavier caught her before she could leave. He claimed he wasn't the monster and said it haunted his dreams. Since he could bring his paintings to life, he insisted the monster had attacked him, causing the scratches Wednesday had seen. Though his story seemed honest, Wednesday remained doubtful and vowed to keep investigating. Later, Wednesday gave Galpin the broken fong and Xavier's blood to match the DNA and uncover the truth. Back at Nevermore, Wednesday and Eugene planned to trap the monster and photograph it as evidence. Meanwhile, Thing and Enid arranged for Wednesday to attend the dance with Tyler, knowing she hated social events. They surprised her with a black dress and Tyler as her date. With Tyler ready, Wednesday postponed her plan with Eugene. She told Eugene she had to cancel and warned him not to wander the forest at night. Eugene ignored the warning and went alone. At the dance, Wednesday drew attention, especially from a jealous Xavier. Xavier confronted her, revealing that Tyler and his friends had damaged a mural Xavier had painted during Outreach Day. Tyler admitted his mistake, expressed regret, and promised never to associate with Lucas and his crew again, trying to make amends with Wednesday. Meanwhile, Eugene was staking out the monster's lair when he saw someone enter and set it on fire. Realizing he had been spotted, he fled immediately. Back at Nevermore, Lucas's friends sneaked in to disrupt the prom as revenge for Wednesday burning the Crackstone statue. They sprayed paint all over the hall, making it look like blood. Panic quickly spread among the students as they tried to escape. In the chaos, Wednesday had a vision of Eugene being attacked by the monster. She rushed into the forest with Miss Thornhill, who helped her search. Eventually, they found Eugene unconscious and badly injured from the attack. Days later, Nevermore held Parents' Weekend. Morticia and Gomez Addams arrived with Pugsley and Lurch. Miss Weems updated everyone that Eugene was recovering. Enid urged Wednesday to visit Eugene, but Wednesday felt guilty and refused, blaming herself for what had happened. Enid reminded her that the attack was not her fault. She also noted that the monster had not struck in a week and guessed it might be gone. At the event, Enid was quiet and distant, weighed down by pressure from her mother about her failed werewolf transformation. Xavier and Bianca were also withdrawn since their parents had never attended before. Suddenly, Bianca's mother, Gabrielle, appeared, surprising everyone. Bianca felt abandoned, as her mother had never checked in before. Dr. Kimbot reported little progress in Wednesday's therapy, so Miss Weems arranged a weekend family session. Wednesday used the opportunity to push for answers about the murder case that accused her father. Morticia reassured her that Gomez was cleared of all charges. Meanwhile, Bianca argued with Gabrielle, who wanted her to recruit more members to the Morning Song community using her siren charm. Bianca refused, unwilling to deceive others. Gabrielle then threatened to expose Bianca's cheating on her Nevermore application, where she had used her charm to gain acceptance. Under pressure, Bianca agreed to help, but only after she graduated. At the same time, Sheriff Galpin learned that Dr. Anwar, the coroner, had been found dead in the morgue. The only CCTV camera had been blocked, hindering the investigation. Galpin discovered suicide notes in which Anwar confessed to falsifying Garrett Gates' death report. Connecting this to Gomez Addams, Galpin began to suspect him in Anwar's death. Shortly after Gomez arrived in Jericho, Anwar's body was found, raising even more suspicion against Gomez. Meanwhile, Wednesday visited Eugene on Enid's advice, bringing him honey because Eugene could control bees. She asked Thing to watch over Eugene, fearing the attacker might return. Eugene's parents later showed up, telling Wednesday that he often talked about her, and that she was his first friend at Nevermore. Back at school, Wednesday was shocked when Sheriff Galpin arrested her father for Garrett Gates' murder. Determined, Wednesday intensified her search for the truth behind the case. Wednesday visited her father in prison, demanding the truth about the night of the murder. Gomez opened up, revealing his troubled past with Garrett Gates. Garrett, a normie, had been obsessed with Morticia, misreading her kindness for affection. His stalking drove Morticia to report him, but the police ignored her complaints because Garrett's family was powerful, while Morticia was an outcast at Nevermore. Garrett's father hated outcasts and was furious at Morticia's accusations. The story shifted to the past, showing Garrett breaking into Nevermore to confront Morticia. There he caught her with Gomez and, consumed by jealousy, attacked Gomez with a sword. They fought fiercely until Garrett cornered Gomez. In self-defense, Gomez grabbed a nearby sword and accidentally stabbed Garrett, who then fell to his death. Gomez apologized to Wednesday for not being the perfect father. Wednesday told him he had raised her to be strong and independent. Now convinced of his innocence, she vowed to prove that her father was not the killer. Later, Wednesday met Morticia at the Nightshade headquarters. Morticia revealed that Goody Addams had killed Joseph Crackstone. Their conversation turned to Garrett Gates' murder. Morticia confirmed Gomez was innocent and recounted the night Garrett died. Blinded by rage, Garrett lunged at Morticia, who was forced to kill him in self-defense. Gomez took the blame to protect Morticia. Sensing something deeper, Wednesday pressed Morticia for more details about Garrett's condition that night. Together, they dug up Garrett's grave without permission, which landed them briefly in jail. The exhumation revealed that Garrett's body was intact and blue, evidence of nightshade poison, rather than a stabbing death. Wednesday then had a vision of Garrett's last days. His father, Ansel Gates, had ordered him to poison Nevermore students, but the poison had killed Garrett instead. The next day, Wednesday and Morticia confronted the mayor, who had handled Garrett's case. Under pressure, he admitted falsifying the death report to protect the reputations of Jericho and Nevermore. Morticia suspected a conspiracy between the mayor and Ansel Gates. With this evidence, the mayor was forced to free Gomez. While waiting, Morticia explained her supernatural powers to Wednesday. Unlike Morticia's gentle visions, Wednesday's were stronger and more unpredictable. Morticia urged her daughter to train with their ancestors and warned her about Goody Adams, a powerful witch consumed by anger and vengeance. She wanted Wednesday to avoid Goody's fate and asked her to be open with her. Later, while reviewing her yearbook, Wednesday realized Miss Weems had disguised herself as Rowan to cover his death. Miss Weems claimed she acted with Rowan's father's approval to avoid police involvement. Suddenly, burning grass appeared, spelling out fire will rain. That night, Enid took Wednesday to Crackstone's crypt. Thing had prepared a birthday surprise with friends, but Wednesday focused on a Latin inscription that read, "Fire will rain when I rise." When she touched it, a vision of Goody appeared, warning that Crackstone would rise to destroy Nevermore's outcasts. Goody showed Wednesday a gate she must find to stop Crackstone. On her 16th birthday, Wednesday received a preserved squirrel from her parents and a black scarf from Enid. While out, Tyler offered her coffee and dinner to celebrate, but she declined, choosing instead to follow Goody's clues. That night, Wednesday asked Xavier about the gate. He had dreamed of it and painted it, revealing that it was the gate to the Gates family house. The next day, Wednesday planned to sneak into the abandoned Gates family house but spotted the mayor leaving. She secretly followed him and hid in the trunk of his car. Suddenly, the mayor was hit by a speeding vehicle and fell into a coma. Sheriff Galpin immediately suspected Wednesday's involvement. She denied any role, suggesting instead that someone wanted to silence the mayor for uncovering a hidden truth. As punishment, Miss Weems banned Wednesday from leaving Nevermore. Determined to continue her investigation, Wednesday enlisted the help of Tyler and Enid to slip out and explore the Gates house. Meanwhile, Xavier learned from Thing that Wednesday had gone there. At the house, Tyler and Enid expected a birthday celebration, but Wednesday made it clear her priority was the investigation. In the garage, they found the car that had struck the mayor. Wednesday wondered how this was possible since she had been told the entire Gates family had died, and that the house had been empty for years. Inside, Wednesday discovered a secret room containing a shrine to Joseph Crackstone. Enid and Tyler shuddered at the revelation, but Wednesday joked that her own house's altar was bigger. The candles were warm, indicating recent activity. Tyler searched the basement and downstairs, while Wednesday and Enid explored the upstairs rooms. There they found a tidy bedroom with a music box bearing the initials LG belonging to Laurel Gates, Garrett's sister, who was rumored to have drowned at sea. Suddenly, Tyler screamed as the homicidal monster appeared. It chased Wednesday and Enid down to the basement. They managed to escape but soon discovered body parts of the monster's victims. They then found Tyler injured from an attack. Xavier appeared and helped stop the bleeding. Together, they took Tyler to his house quietly to avoid alerting Galpin. However, Tyler's father demanded answers. Later, Wednesday brought Galpin to the Gates house to show him the gruesome body parts. When they arrived, the shrine and Laurel's bed were gone. Galpin dismissed Wednesday's claims as fabrications without any proof. Back at Nevermore, Enid, upset by Wednesday's dangerous lies, decided to move out. Wednesday, who had never considered Enid a true friend, barely responded. Disappointed, Enid gave up and left. Alone for the first time, Wednesday surprisingly felt sad. She opened Laurel's music box and found secret photos of herself, suggesting that Laurel might still be alive and spying on her. Meanwhile, someone sneaked into the mayor's infirmary and murdered him to keep him silent. At the mayor's funeral, Wednesday suspected several masterminds but lacked proof. She found some comfort when her uncle Fester arrived to help. Gomez had told Fester everything. Wednesday smuggled Fester into Nevermore and hid him in the Hummer's headquarters, a place only Eugene visited. Wednesday showed Fester a sketch of the monster, which he identified as the Hide. He did not know what caused the transformation but advised her to find Nathaniel Faulkner's diary, the founder of Nevermore. The diary was hidden in a secret safe in the Nightshade Library. Wednesday asked Fester to help her locate it. Later that night, Wednesday entered the Nightshade Library and found Xavier alone. They argued fiercely as Wednesday accused him of being the homicidal monster. She pointed out that Xavier was always near the monster's appearances and had painted it with uncanny accuracy. Xavier struggled to defend himself and challenged her. asking why he killed her if he truly was the monster. Frustrated by the accusations, he left. Soon after, Fester arrived and with Thing's help, they found Faulkner's diary. The diary described the Hyde as an artist by nature but violent by temperament. Born from mutation, the Hyde remains dormant until triggered by trauma, chemicals, or hypnosis. Once unleashed, it bonds with its liberator, becoming a tool for that person's dark agenda. Realizing the monster had a master, Wednesday followed Xavier and saw him meeting secretly with Dr. Kimbot by the lake. She suspected Kimbot was controlling the Hyde. While discussing the Hyde with Fester at a coffee shop, Tyler approached, bringing coffee for Wednesday. Interested, he asked about the monster that had injured him. Tyler then invited Wednesday on a date to Crackstone's crypt. During the simple outing, he confessed his love, but Wednesday explained that her focus remained on finding the mastermind behind the deaths and Eugene's coma. Back at Nevermore, Wednesday found her room ransacked. Thing had been attacked, and Faulkner's diary was stolen. She rushed Thing to Fester, who revived him with his power. Furious, Wednesday vowed to protect Thing, seeing him as family. She warned Fester that the police were hunting him and urged him to leave town. Fester agreed to care for Thing that night before fleeing. Wednesday informed Miss Weems about the Hyde. Surprisingly, Miss Weems already knew and had hidden the truth to protect Nevermore. She explained that Faulkner was killed by the Hyde, which had been banned from Nevermore 30 years ago due to its violence. Miss Weems asked Wednesday if she suspected anyone as the Hyde's master. Wednesday doubted her, believing the principal cared more about her reputation than the truth. The next day, Bianca took Wednesday to the Nightshade Library to meet Lucas, the mayor's son. Lucas revealed that his father had investigated Laurel Gates' death. The British police had declared Laurel dead by drowning, but her body was never found. Years later, someone bought the Gates house. Wednesday suspected that Laurel was alive and seeking revenge. She believed Laurel had killed the mayor and Dr. Anwar for freeing Gomez, who was accused of murdering her brother. Wednesday told Bianca and Lucas that the monster was the Hyde and that Laurel was controlling it. She then confronted Dr. Kinbot, whom she suspected was Laurel in disguise. Kinbot denied the claims and was offended by the accusation, telling Wednesday to leave. After Wednesday left, Kinbot called Miss Weems to report Wednesday's behavior. Soon after, Kinbot heard noises coming from the bathroom. When she opened the door, she was attacked and killed by the Hyde. That night, Wednesday met Xavier at the painting studio, accusing him of being the Hyde after finding Rowan's glasses and Kinbot's necklace there. Xavier claimed he was framed, but Wednesday had already alerted Sheriff Galpin. Galpin arrived and arrested Xavier for the murders. With Xavier caught, Wednesday felt the terror of the Hyde was finally over. She returned to her room and reconciled with Enid, who decided to share the room with her. Later, Wednesday met Tyler at the coffee shop and told him she was ready for a relationship. As they kissed, she suddenly had a vision of Dr. Kinbot's death and realized the Hyde was not Xavier, but Tyler. The next night, Wednesday enlisted Bianca and the Nightshade to help capture Tyler. Bianca used her siren charm to hypnotize him, and they took him to Xavier's studio for questioning. Wednesday revealed that Tyler had inherited his Hyde side from his mother, a former Nevermore student in Hyde. Xavier knew about Tyler's mother, which explained why he had warned Wednesday to be cautious. Wednesday wanted to force Tyler to release the Hyde, but Bianca and the Nightshade refused to harm him, especially since Tyler had not fully transformed. They left Wednesday alone. Bianca and the others informed Miss Weems about Wednesday holding Tyler hostage. Miss Weems called Sheriff Galpin, who arrested Wednesday and threatened jail time. Tyler was released due to lack of proof that he was the monster. Before leaving, Tyler revealed that he was the Hyde and mocked Wednesday for accusing Xavier. Sheriff Galpin released Wednesday on the condition that she be expelled. Miss Weems expelled Wednesday to end the trouble. Although she accepted the expulsion, Wednesday worried about the safety of Nevermore students and townsfolk while the Hyde remained free. Enid comforted her, assuring her that the students had the power to fight. The next day, Wednesday visited Eugene, who was now awake, and gave her an important clue. She returned to Nevermore and confronted Miss Thornhill, who was actually Laurel Gates alive. Laurel had faked her death and returned for revenge. Initially, Laurel denied the accusation, but when Tyler appeared, she admitted to her crimes and ordered Tyler to kill the normies as pawns in her plan. Suddenly, Tyler transformed into Miss Weems, revealing that she had disguised herself to expose Laurel. Miss Weems warned Laurel to take responsibility for the deaths, but Laurel injected her with nightshade poison, killing her. Laurel then knocked Wednesday unconscious and dragged her to Crackstone's crypt. Thing rushed to warn Enid about Miss Weems' death and Wednesday's kidnapping. Laurel revealed that the Gates family descended from Joseph Crackstone and planned to resurrect him to destroy Nevermore's outcasts. To do this, she needed human limbs and Wednesday's blood, as a descendant of Goody Adams who had cursed Crackstone. After gathering the items and casting a spell from Goody's book, Laurel raised Crackstone. Crackstone, seeking revenge, stabbed Wednesday and rushed to Nevermore with Laurel. Ajax alerted the Nightshade about Laurel's plan, while Bianca evacuated students and Enid raced to save Wednesday. Goody Adams appeared to the dying Wednesday, promising to save her and giving instructions to kill Crackstone. Using Morticia's magic necklace, Goody's soul entered Wednesday and healed her. Revived, Wednesday raced to Nevermore to save her friends. En route, Enid transformed into a full werewolf as the blood moon rose. Hearing a wolf's howl, Wednesday paused, sensing Enid's arrival. However, Tyler, ordered by Laurel to kill Wednesday, intercepted her and became the Hide. He attacked, but Enid arrived and fought him fiercely, ultimately defeating the monster. At Nevermore, Wednesday confronted Crackstone. They battled until Crackstone broke her sword and cornered her. Bianca arrived to help but was quickly defeated. As Crackstone prepared to kill Wednesday, she stabbed his heart with her broken blade. Crackstone's body disintegrated into dust. Laurel then appeared, threatening Wednesday with a gun. Before she could fire, Eugene arrived and unleashed a swarm of bees that attacked Laurel. After the chaos, Sheriff Galvin arrested Tyler, having known all along that he was the Hide. For the first time, Wednesday hugged Enid tightly, grateful for her bravery. At Nevermore, Wednesday gained new friends who accepted her and stood by her. Before leaving for vacation, Xavier gifted her a cell phone to stay connected. The series ends with Wednesday receiving a mysterious message